Can someone give me the full wording?
Okay, this house would allow corporation to significantly lower labor standards when hiring refugees.
Okay. Thanks. Graph your RUMB, right? Okay, Hilmi first, Naufal, and then Salini. Who's doing reply? Okay. Up is Mara F, right? Order, please. Okay. Is it done already? Yeah. Hi, welcome to round 3 for UKMID 2017. I'll be your chairman. My name is Patrick. Opposition, we have Mara F. On the motion that this house will allow corporate lower refugees labor standards when hiring refugees. Sorry, I wrote refugee standards. When hiring refugees, can we please invite the Prime Minister here? Yeah.
Because when you're running your life, you want these refugees, even if it's even look at the I'll tell you a few things. I'm going to mention when this policy is applied. Number 2, I'm going to tell you why this is explicitly important. But third and lastly, I'm going to tell you why assimilation happens when we have some form of positive interactions on our side. So before that, let's just clarify what we're going to do. Right? So how do lower labor standards even look like on our side? We think that things such as a lesser minimum wage, longer working hours, things such as reducing power of them to actually unionize. These are the things in which we think. But we also think that there are some basic safety standards applied. So like we think like when the factories established, there will be some form of safety standards which will establish like basic regulations on that. The facilities are okay. Those are the kinds of things in which we think happen. But the last thing is that we also think that this is a choice in which refugees have the ability to choose. So if you think that the cost of working those long hours is a benefit in which you want to take for that wage, right? We think that that's perfectly legitimate for the refugees to do. No. Firstly, why is it like to become a refugee? I think this is simple, but I think this is clear that it's hard to necessarily get a job. Because things such as, firstly, you come in large numbers. But the second thing is that there's oftentimes a high stigma on you. You're oftentimes viewed as unskilled individuals in way our jobs. But even if it's so, like we also think that these are individuals who are already skilled. But because of the stigma that's already attached to them, they're really hard for them to actually get a job and climb up. But the second thing that what refugees face is that oftentimes they are too dependent on welfare. Like they rely on things such as rely on welfare coming from NGOs or benevolent individuals to help them. And also, right, these are oftentimes individuals who come empty pocket and only come with the things in which they need. So things that are essential to them, like food, clothing, money, and so on and so forth, oftentimes reliant on individuals' ability to become benevolent. No thanks. Why disincentivize corporations to hire refugees? I think we think we need to be really clear the reasons why corporations don't necessarily hire, because for them the cost of hiring a refugee, I'll take you in a minute. So like the cost of hiring refugees are oftentimes that high for the corporations, and like they don't like necessarily see the benefit in it. Why? Because things such as insurance for foreign workers are damn expensive. Like when that person gets injured, or when that refugee becomes dies or get injured and needs to be hospitalized, the cost of insuring them is already expensive for them. But more importantly, right, oftentimes for them to try to pay that much of refugees, adding to the stigma that's currently on top of them, makes it not that pleasant for them as a reputation to hire refugees. Therefore, when you remove the high standards of labor, right? Oftentimes this means that the benefits of hiring the refugees outweigh the cost of them. So this means that corporations don't necessarily have to think about trying to insure them and so on and so forth. These are the kinds of things that will be removed. Therefore, corporations now have an incentive to hire refugees at the long run. Yes.
Given that they have little economic opportunities and the narrative says they are leeches of our resources, who is likely going to advocate for better political rights at the point where refugees are coerced into a world of exploitation?
Look, firstly, I don't think that they're coerced. But number two, I'll tell you why. The positive interaction that happens when they are in the working fields allows individuals to humanize the situation, then fight for the rights of the refugees, right? So why is this important, right? So we think that the benefits that come from side government is that these individuals now have the ability to earn. We think this is important. Firstly, it's because it allows them in the darkest of hours to believe that there is hope for them to survive. Things for them to have the ability to buy food and put food on the plate for their kids is a thing in which the situation that they're living in makes it that much important for them to achieve. Secondly, we also think that they're going to live a life of dignity. Why? Because for you to know that you are now self-sustaining, that you can buy things for your family, you live a life of dignity now. But the last thing, right? We also think that in an instance where benevolent, like welfare doesn't come to them, for example, like there's a lack of resources, there's just like not many people like coming in and helping them. This when the position of rely that much on like NGOs and welfare. The comparison on their side, right? They have to defend those high labor standards, which in the end, these must allow like refugees to come in and work for them. At their very best, right? The numbers game is on our side because the scale of individuals who are who will be working is far greater on ours. We think that because of the current of them, we tend to think we break it through positive interactions that occur in the workforce. How does it happen, right? Firstly, you're oftentimes in that company or with that person. This means that firstly, they interact with individuals. The moment in which you learn that these are not lazy, these are not lazy individuals who just comes in and try to leech your resources. This is when you humanize individuals to believe that they are actually human rights speakers. This is the moment in which you have individuals who actually care. Now you have political will for them to vote in individuals who actually want to fight for the rights of the refugees, to vote in individuals to pass on policies that protect refugees. These are the kinds of things in which they never get on our side, right? But the second thing, right, we also think assimilation happens on the social ladder. What does it look like? So, world, right? Your self-worth or your self-dignity is oftentimes defined by how much you earn. When you're an individual who is an earning individual in society, this is the moment in which you are an individual who actually matters to the eyes of society. More of a reason why there becomes a political will to defend an individual who actually matters. Because you are an individual who actually has consumer power, the ability to purchase things. You are an important community in our world, in our society. So an individual who has the contribution for individuals themselves and push for policies that actually make changes and help the refugees. If you want to save the world, go with them.
Thank the Prime Minister for that speech. Can we please invite the LO? Here.
ladies and gentlemen, we think that by you hire, there's a huge difference between you wanting to hire refugees and wanting to hire foreign workers, right? We think that the difference in large is because of the fact that these refugees came from a place of conflict, something that even Prime Minister took into account, right? And it's just because of the fact that these people come from a place of conflict is exactly why within corporations we shouldn't lower the labor standard, right? Because we believe that in these cases it's going to harm these individuals. I'll explain later, more on that later on, right? Let's just go quickly into Prime Minister's simplistic case. Right? So one of the things that I can't integrate into my rebuttals is the fact of how he says that and how his first contact was how this incentivizes corporations to now hire these refugees because corporations don't see the benefits that they get from hiring refugees. Right? First of all, that there's a huge difference between you wanting to hire refugees and you wanting to hire foreign workers, right? Because of the fact that these refugees have came from a place of conflict and have such emotional instability, but also mental instability. We think that it's not fair for you to want to take these specific individuals into account, right? But secondly, this whole idea of escalation wants to, right? Because refugee operational country, yes, you may be assimilated, but only the people within the environment at the end of the day, you have to go among these the rest of my argument will be into that we think that although our side we may the alternative on our side is that we may be wasting more than the comprehensive engagement with society, right? On the worst case scenario, we can't guarantee the integration of these individuals into that society, but we think that it's better off as we can protect them, right? We think that we would prefer a world where we can at least establish maybe a special economic zone for them, and that way it will be more prosperous for them to live in because they'll be not only within a safe zone, but they'll also have sort of they'll also be able to integrate within society, a society that originally rejected them because of the stance as right? So let's talk to you about a little bit of characterization. These refugees are people who are victims of conflicts, whether or not these conflicts existed within their original homeland or whatever, right? We also think that these refugees are people who are economically disenfranchised because of the fact that maybe they're from a minority group, or maybe, for example, maybe they're Rohingyan and people don't really perceive or like Rohingyans in that specific way, right? We think that government has an obligation to, because they already allowed these specific individuals into the country, right? Meaning that you can stay here and we will protect you and we will take care of you within these instances, right? So I'll explain why that obligation is important later on in my speech, right? Sit down. So second characterization is corporations, right? That corporations are profit oriented and will do anything in their power to gain that profit, right? But there's a large incentive for these corporations to now play the "you need us" card in order to sort of tell that country that in order for you to progress and for you to prosper, you'll need us within that country, right? We think that even if you don't allow them even if you allow them to lower this labor standard, it's going to happen. Even if you don't allow them to lower the labor standard and you say that these companies will now move out, we don't think that this is a possibility because companies still need a place for them to stay and to work in and to gain profit. But also, if we can't tap into refugees, right, we think that they're also able to tap into a larger and more capable workforce, those who may be of the society of that country and not necessarily of the refugees, right? So like if you play into this narrative if you play into the narrative of corporations where you sort of trip towards the power of these corporations, what then happens, it becomes difficult for you to now regulate the behavior of these corporations corporations and how these corporations treat their workers, but also we also think that there's the fact that these corporations will take advantage over this over the government and how they will play their role within these specific circumstances. Talk about this policy, because the policy itself already tells you that this will now commodify them, because you're now playing on their status as refugees, right? Because of the fact that because you came from a place of conflict and you need a way to sustain yourself and a way to get a job or whatever, right? This is now the moment where you actually coerce these individuals into opting up into these businesses, into these corporations, right? Regardless of any kind of treatment that you get within these specific corporations, right? And we think that's as bad as it's all, because now the corporations can treat these specific individuals and use them like and use them however way they deem, right? Just in the name of profit, right? And that's the moment that you sort of commodify these refugees within specific needs, right? And we can't let corporations get away with those kinds of things, right? But before I move on, yeah.
So if your alternative is exclusive economic zone, can you at least save me some justice and tell me how does it look like?
Look, right, we don't need to tell you on how these special economic zones are. We just need to tell you that we prefer a world that has the special economic zones. Why? Because that it's better for the safety of these specific individuals, and at least it allows them to work on to gain the profit and gain the income that they need to want to live within that specific society, right? So let's talk to you on refugees and conflicts, right? We think that this is when so that kind of policy, right? Because you don't know when the conflict will end, but you also don't know when this sort of policy will end in itself, right? And if you say later on that you're able to give the rights to these individuals to live within that specific society, we don't think that these rights will materialize. Why? Because first of all, there's no incentive for the policy to end. Secondly, we think that once you have affirmative action for these specific individuals, this also creates unequal rights towards the people who are already existed within that society. Meaning that corporations will now have to be more incentivized to hire refugees because they're a lot cheaper and they don't have to do much, rather than hiring people of that society, right? But lastly, this is when the moment that these refugees will have this mindset that, oh, you know what, I already have a job. You know, this is good enough for me, so I don't need to fight for any more rights, for any other rights rather than this, because this is all I have and this is all that I need in my life. So in all those specific cases, right, go with settle.
I thank the arrow for that speech. Can we please have the DPM? Here.
The rebuttals or the counter coming from the side of opposition was very difficult, right? So I'll give a couple of rebuttals before I move on to the substantive part. Firstly, they wanted to claim that we shouldn't impose this policy because refugees are emotionally or mentally, even we think that they are not unstable enough that they can't work in a factory. Because when you're talking about refugees, they've gone through wars before they crossed that ocean. Just because they had to be in a rubber boat for like 10 or 15 days doesn't mean that they are so traumatized they can't live anymore. We think they have lived through so much emotional trauma that they can survive working and then having a dignified life and being able to feed that community. This is something that, secondly, other hand, they don't what isn't good enough or isn't a very good policy. They wanted to do this because of safety. I'll give you several reasons why this wouldn't happen. Is to create greater backlash from the society. If you're creating a special economic zone, you need specific land use, you need specific investments directed towards refugees. You are creating an exclusive environment that exclusively and specially benefits refugees. This means there will be greater backlash from the society because you are catering and giving privileged access to these refugees. So we think the amount of backlash that will be happening under their side will be much greater. So we think that under their side, all these advantages, like all these disadvantages that they want to talk about will become much greater. Doesn't really cross representation. We never said the point in which time they are not able to hire cheap refugees in our argument report. They are not able to hire the comparative, are not able to hire like most of them are not, that will be locals because of high insurance because you might have to send back to their country that exists in status. So we think under those circumstances it's more expensive for corporations likely higher. Move to fiscal. What's very we're coming to fix the they are active hiding are becoming better. All these refugees are not being. Link is not there between the locality and the refugees because they don't view these people as human beings, or they only view these people as nations. So we don't think this will necessarily happen. Secondly, we think assimilation would happen in 3 ways. Firstly, in the locality, they said assimilation will happen in locality, so that's not good enough. I'll tell you why happening in the local scale is good enough of a reason why we should implement this policy. I already came here and told you that the fact that there's a hierarchy within the working place and you are working with locals from that community means you will build some sort of network. You know that these people are not just leeches, they are hard-working, honest people who want to have a way of living. If you're electing your mayor, if you're electing your local council, the rhetoric against refugees or against Muslim refugees coming into these regions will be lessened because these people will go into the community and say these refugees are not such horrible people. So we think even on a local level, even our areas surrounding that refugee camp, the way they are treated will become better. Also, these people have better rights for refugees when they view them as friends, when they view them as human beings. Sure.
The narrative is corporations are going to hire more of them because it's cheaper and more expedient. How are you going to get positive political advocacy from individuals that are displaced from this job, but more?
We don't think that the locals most often are not want to build jobs that they create so amount of money anyway, right? So we don't think these are things that locals will necessarily afford, right? We don't think that will be a problem. Secondly, we think this benefits refugees in a way that if they want to settle in that country, or if they want to move, most of them not, these refugees move to Greece or Italy and then they want to move to another country within the region because of refugee resettlement programs. When these refugees come into their country, they don't most often than not, don't have their degree certificates, don't have any education qualifications with them. The fact that they are able to work in these places and recommendation letters from their supervisors will be a their life later on when they resettle or move to another country. Big corporations that hire them, people are less likely to view these refugees as terrorists, refugees claim beaches. So we think this is extremely important in terms of refugee resettlement programs or them restarting their life later on in some other place. So we think this is extremely important. You still blame the refugees or because of you giving those great is exclusive to our side. Jay needs to come here and deal with this if she wants to do it.
Thank the DPM for that speech. Can we please invite the DLO? Here.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, a post-conflict world is a myth. And I think that a policy of proposition belies the fact that it assumes that it's a temporary policy that will likely advocate for better rights for refugees in the future, missing a lot of the nuances about the capacity of citizens in a specific country that their ability to want to advocate for these refugees, right? I'm going to be talking about two things. The first, why we think this policy is morally unconscionable and just repugnant on the side of proposition. Secondly, why we think this harms further attainment of rights for refugees. And I'm going to delve a little bit more into the incentives behind the advocacy behind these individuals. I have 4 pieces of responses that don't necessarily fit in. But the first thing I want to point out is this contradiction that existed in the proposition team, because in the Prime Minister, they told you by and large, the majority of individuals that come from other countries are people with skills and talent that need to be capitalized on, and we should capitalize on that. But in the second speech, they told you, well, these are people with very little skills to begin with. These are menial jobs that don't require a lot of talent. We think the problem with that characterization is that it belies the sort of urgency and exploitation that is likely to occur. I'm going to indicate later why the world of a menial job means that refugees themselves don't want to advocate for political rights in the future because they just accept your law. The first thing about trauma. So they say that, well, we're misrepresenting refugees. It isn't about the capacity of refugees and their mental abilities to execute the jobs. Rather, it's about how it impairs the decision-making processes of refugees when it comes to accepting the that you can life and harms of all. You accept this decision irrespective of it being a truth exists in this world. Secondly, so when it comes to the economic social, like our model that doesn't work, I think it's an example of economic capacity and mobility, right? Everything requires a construction of this particular institution requires a political to access this institution. That's why you create which rather small on likelihood of exploitation. So our lack of skills is now and working in what is not unless this can be exposed to particular chemicals, for example. These are ways in which companies and corporations can navigate around specific kinds of illustration of protection. Lastly, economic mobility. So they say that, well, now if you work, at least you have some money, you become a consumer, and in a capitalistic world that makes you a citizen. Then listen to this debate. It's an individual who receives significantly lower minimum wage. Cooperative isn't $1.70. A cooperative could be $1 versus getting 10 cents for working a lot more hours versus a citizen in that country. And I think that this is a problem with this. Why do you think this falls? More from this state and originally came from. your state that's conscious enough to accept and transition that some degree of boundaries of protection will exist. We think that when it comes to the likelihood of abuse, right? Often in a scenario where corporations do engage in abuses, it is very difficult for governments to call them out because the rhetoric is still in the balance of cooperation. When it comes to the rhetoric that there's a necessity behind this, you need as a corporation to meet in society rather than promote individual rights that we didn't require a trade-off from citizens that we require to do is see that there's an input without us giving them rights. Secondly, political advocacy. So they say in a capitalist world, that world. I think this is really important because often societies reflect the standards that governments set upon themselves in order for them to treat individuals a particular way. That's why view refugees relaxes when society views it well. But secondly, when it comes to this specific occupation, right, what it does is that it makes these individuals more valuable commodities with respect to them being employed by corporation. It is likely that a corporation is going to employ them in larger numbers because it is cheaper for them to do that way. And at this point, when individuals are unable to view them as equal and unable to view the fact that a lot of economic opportunities are taken away and given to this community, it is less likely that they're going to advocate for you for political rights. So better welfare, better camps, better retention into becoming actual citizens, face political opposition from the very communities that you say will protect them. Because I think the best case scenario is some workers in a corporation are going to fight for you, but the larger majority, because the presumption is there are people in status quo that necessarily don't need the same menial jobs where we would say that they do, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's morally unconscionable. Secondly, why do we think so? When government is acting this in favor of corporation, we think that could possibly deny, accrue, and come from the exploitation. And I think it's an extension of how you actually just already at home, and especially corporation. And it's less like I'm not even negative. The state can capitalize
Speech in the year.
From any other laws that says especially those who protect so we don't think like criminalization can happen. It's something when you're excluded, when people only see you of them in terms of giving them hope, dignified life, make them less dependent on the welfare system. And then only secondly, we discuss, like, you know, you exclude them, you assimilate them. What is best? Because your it's to take decades before it gets solved. How do you deal with that? First, rebuttals. First, let me point out from our case, what we're saying is that sometimes people face proof that shows that even the king can also help opposition in this case, or whatever, right? And number two, we think down the right, maybe we don't have full free choice when it comes to this is the nuance, right? We think they depend on well. For a person who just has lost the life that he built back home is going to do it. Again, basically this debate, I feel like as such economics government or you make anything treatment will get is not how job with the both, especially things that happen. We think that being excluded or working sick economic zone other people means they can't humanize you because they don't viscerally see you every day. And yeah, every day. First touch, right? To like recognize the life of refugee is a life without a life. Because why? You're like there for the lose everything, you lose your family members, you lose hope, you're fully dependent on the mercy of welfare, of government, of politicians. Right. And at this point, if you see right life, seeing this for that reason to and the conflicts to give them things like hope, give them a more dignified life, making them less dependent. And we've shown to you how work, now I've shown to you like how giving them work creates this particular because you give them a sense of purpose. I take care of 5. Like every day I have responsibility to deal with. You know, I feel like I matter. I have like some sense of control in my life and I get rewarded for doing like earning something. Even if it's not much, that sense of accomplishment is mine in a world where and living in a world where everyone is against you, that little sense of accomplishment matters to this refugee. They try to contest us, oh, you know, that's not good because you know safety and all those stuff. We show to you from the beginning that safety is already secondly, next, if you can't, we think if anything, that's like oppression in sheep's clothing, right? They will always be dependent on welfare, especially with the rise of right-wing politics, where they are less likely to sympathize on refugees. Like when you're dependent, your life becomes difficult. So you need to have like some, and you need to have money, even if it's not much. It's something that you can save, like. And the thing is, we think that political will is not gonna like exist in their world because now this person you can't humanize them. In our world, let's say if I work as a tea lady and I my boss is trying to make some form of money, although not as much as me, and that's the kind of thing. That's how you create that political will. Right. In both worlds, there will be groups of people that hate them. In their world, taxpayers are going to hate that particular refugees because they depend too much on welfare, which is like numerically a bigger group. In our world, the kind of group that will hate, but even though we think that is a very small number, right? And if you were to compare the countries where they simplify that much, you put them in exclusion, sympathy will only come when they see you on posters that says, please donate for this particular refugee, give your secondary stuff to this person. We don't think that kind of sympathy is going human, but still needs your help. But a large sense of political will, yes, do something, or at least you help me, and I want to help you. Yes.
Your of significantly reducing weighting, you are equally.
It's true. Maybe they don't get paid as much, but there's also, but considering that they have all those stuff, that means that little money that they have, they can still save. And the fact that they are working to make rebuilding your life, and that means the more you rebuild your life, the less dependent you be. At least in our world, there's some kind of competitive that I don't know what
Thank the government speech. Can we please invite the outbreak? Here.
all these who actually human like that they are that they are human beings of first off, if you that even on their side they'll still be dependent on welfare because the minimum wage is right. And the difference in having welfare and being right, there is no way we'll welfare but this those jobs are already hard to begin with, and now with less rights, then you get less safety. For example, like you won't get kind of hygiene things that you need for health and things like that. So sure we can see the struggle of these people, they put them in close proximity, right? But do they actually care? It didn't happen when blacks stood the white university for years, not until these people actually internalized the need, internalized the message, the spirit that they deserve the kind of equal rights that every white man had. So unless these refugees feel that they are on their rights. And then we talked about how we fine. How that? So when they talk about we but this do neglect the refugees or to a certain extent send them back because they cannot cater to that obligation. How do you deal with that? Well, we did that on our side. We did a better incentive for states to actually care. On their school, they're lowering the standards of caring for the refugees. They were sending a message to the rest of society that it's okay to not give them certain safety equipments, to not give them to not maintain the kind of machinery they're working on. We're sending this message that it's okay to treat them less. So these lower standards, right? Well, first of all, like on their side, there's no incentive they have to enforce those like basic those basic safety standards we were talking about at the beginning, right? Because first of all, these refugees don't even play a key part in the cooperation, and those refugees already lack the kind of education and political capital to get the legal recourse or even legal attention to get those basic rights that we're talking about. Then they talk about how we were coercing people, but we're letting the life of we're coercing people. We're providing them no other choice than being exploited. We're depriving them of their rights. They say that we have to defend higher labor standards. We are so very glad to, because they didn't tell us what's so bad about that. Even if we call the lack of incentive for corporations to hire, right? At least that incentivizes the government to put resources into helping these people to get up to form that specific economies and all those things, because society on our side will not have the kind of dislike, will not have the kind of hate that exists on their side because people are leeching up jobs. So therefore, when we decide to support these people, we follow this in favor of these people, right? So the problem is there. Humanizing, we don't believe that they're humanizing them and they're not allowing for assimilation, because how are you humanizing people when you send the narrative that you can bring it to the bones for long? And then they talk about how they're hardworking and everything, but it's not true, because that is consider them as a commodity, right? Yes, you're talking about how specific economies are bad. Well, the thing is not, because at least even if we had this ingredient not to go on specific economies, at least in that case, they're not actually bothering the dog pools of so the rest of society they settle for so little, for so long. We tell you that we're wrong exclusively provided. On that side, there's no natural incentive for governments to get care of their rights. No natural incentive for governments to take care of these refugees' rights. So only on our side, we don't love these people, and this actually gets worse, especially when these are internalize how they think that the rules standard they have is enough. We tell you that just because in their cases, refugees are more likely to be abused, because not only are you giving things like minimum age, not even relying on the minimum age or the minimum wage or safety to mention. So they're not a team. So because of those things, society perceives refugees as it's okay for you to treat them bad. People, it was the lack of political will that they were talking about. So we tell you that know that how they're temporarily taking away this right, but you have to figure out how long they will take away this right. And when we finally lift this law, right, will these people will not have the will to actually fight for their rights that
Thank the outbreak for that speech. Now to begin the reply speeches, can we please have the out reply speaker? Here.
Hello. The convenience these individuals are going to. Whilst that may be true in some instances, the large majority of occupation is like your petrol attendants, your garbage men picking up your trash, or machines that necessarily for safety protection, and other individuals by virtue of having citizenship and not being stars. I'm going to be dealing with two issues to indicate what proposition is out of this debate. The first is on this idea of visibility, proximity, and empathy, right? I think what proposition assumes in this debate is that at the point where you're in a refugee camp, it's as if it's a bubble that disappears and locks you off from the rest of the world without us being able to understand you. But the point that we know about them and we know about the environment that they're in shows and indicates that we do know about the treatment and the current situation that they live in. We also know about the long and arduous process of them being a refugee from another country coming into this country, right? The reason why we often discuss the rights of refugees and whether we want to remove or limit certain protection is them and their existence, right? But what was your proposition is found is the fact that at the point that are taking in refugees cannot claim plausible deniability and not deal with it. Just now say we already gave refugees economic mobility at the point where we give them the ability to get money, right? Very little incentive. So governments to engage in the world actual harms that are being committed against refugees, especially when the discussion, the dynamics is often tipped in the favor of corporations that can always claim your economic quality, and the end of the necessity go through is one that's high. These are individuals who came from conflict zones, right? You don't owe an obligation that's reciprocal in nature. Reciprocity assumes that the equality of individuals disappears at the point where you commodify and say your value is in not this point is humanization is stopped at the point where the government work equals human beings. Secondly, an escalation of political advocacy, right? So I think there's a difference between being able to relate to pain and that being able to cultivate awareness versus you being an economic aggressor. Because by virtue of you being a cheap labor, you are more likely to be employed with corporations versus everyone else. So it's true that citizens may ask look at the jobs, but people in the income bracket, the different income brackets that exist in the world are also people that are going to be impacted. And secondly, the law that refugees as equal. Why should I, as a citizen of that country, view them as equal as well? Why for that? And those that release exist because they can't impact on individuals who are able to claim economic benefits. So our worst case is that trauma may be a means to advocate versus their best case, some individuals feeling and empathizing but not really doing anything about it. At this point in the debate, we think what is correct and strategic and moral is the ability for us to view these refugees from the lens of being victims of circumstances rather than perpetrators of capitalist aggression against citizens of that country that are going to be the biggest political advocates either for or against your rights.
Thank the alt reply for that speech. Can we please invite the Gov reply? Here.
reason why side of opposition loses today's debate is they've been very convenient with their characterization. They haven't proved how people will somehow respect them more. Somehow these refugees will have a greater power to create change because it's it means that people will suddenly have the power to change anything within society. Or just because it is written in a law that all human beings are equal, there will be people within the community, or the community as a large will change the view towards refugees as a whole. We don't think these are things that will necessarily, when you are assimilating within society, this is the point in time which you find local population will help people. This moves on national security. You will still have a local area. If you're working as a key lady, you will have your boss that's a local person. Still, that third working person is working long hours, that you get some point, you understand both sides have gone through a lot of tragedy and struggle, being stuck in a war, being stuck in a war. But under our side, you put a face that you can understand. You see, this is the face of the Syrian conflict. This is the refugee we are talking about. This is no longer an abstract concept. In the local area, even if it is really small, it means local population or local council elections will not be swayed by xenophobic people. It means local population that surround the refugee camp are more likely to help these refugees within that locality. Maybe we won't be able to change national politics, at least on a local level we'll be able to do that. With long-term assimilation, none of the speakers wanted to engage with it. We told you that when these people come in, they don't come with their certificates, they don't have any documents to prove their skills. But the point in which they are able to work at large corporations who are by nature regional or global within the area and move from regions and resettle, they at least have some form of reference when their supervisors and their bosses tell these are hard-working people. They are more likely to get jobs when they resettle in other areas. They are more likely to be accepted and not to be seen as terrorists or some form of leechers. So these are extremely important things that they don't want to. Thirdly, welfare versus jobs, right? Minimum wage jobs, or like really bad. We think right-wing xenophobic rhetoric will exist in both scenarios. Even if you take welfare, they'll be like, what, they're leeches. Even if they take jobs, they're like, yeah, taking jobs. But on the jobs aspect, we think that them taking jobs are usually menial jobs. Also, note that the fact that they are taking jobs on such a menial wage means that they are contributing something to that particular community. I've already told this in his speech when he told you that these people working for a menial job means that the company will be having lower costs. So they are in a way contributing to the economy compared to welfare, but they're not contributing anything. Also note that when you're talking about welfare, if the welfare is not meaningful, they have no way out of it. So coercion is greater on their side compared to our side. If welfare is, they can at least go into a job and get some more money that will help them keep up, like feed their families. It is important at an individual level because it gives you hope. It leads you to a dignified form of living, which is extremely important for these refugees who has no hope, who has no way out. We don't think writing something in a book or a statute is enough for these people. They need to feel like they belong and they can accomplish something, even if it is a menial job. For all these reasons, I couldn't be prouder.
Thank both teams for the wonderful debate. Please cross the floor, shake hands, and please be reminded this is a silent round, so yeah, go for dinner straight. Thank you. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
I'll go.